Hello, passionate Celtic FC fans. This is Celtic Central News, your exclusive source for Celtic updates. Before we kick off, we appreciate the incredible support. If you love Celtic, subscribe now, hit like, and let's build this community together. Now, onto the latest news. A warm welcome to new subscribers. Your support is crucial. Hail, hail. Joe Hart, the big man between the sticks, the keeper that once roared with England, then found his last great stage at Celtic Park, is suddenly back in the spotlight, but no for the kind of save or commando the box we remember. Freshly retired, fresh from hanging up the gloves after a career that swung like a pendulum from glory to doubt, Hart has come out way words that hit the Parkhead faithful like a thunderclap on a dry Glasgow night. I was discarded like anyone, like I was nothing special, he's alleged to have said, nay hesitation in his tone, nay sugarcoating. And right away, the rumor mill spins like a mad turnstile on Derby Day, with fans, pundits, and even former teammates whispering about what might truly have been happening behind those green and white curtains. For years, Hart presented himself as the professional's professional, grateful to the hoops for giving him a platform, a chance to be loved again after English clubs had tossed him aside. Yet now, why retirement's settling in? Maybe the mask has slipped. Maybe the truth he felt inside is seeping OOT, raw and unfiltered, sparking conversations across pubs and podcasts alike. What makes Hart's words sting isn't simply the accusation itself, but the context in which it lands. Celtic, historically a club that prides itself on loyalty, on giving a stage to players needing redemption, suddenly finds itself painted as cold, transactional, almost ruthless in the eyes of a man who once carried the weight of expectation like a shield. Imagine Hart, gloves still in his locker, speaking openly, letting the world know he felt no appreciated, no cherished, just filed away like a worn-out boot in some forgotten locker. And oh, course, that feeds speculation. Were there disagreements in training that never made the papers? Moments of frustration in the dressing room? Did managers see him as past it? Or was it politics, the unseen chess moves that plague even the brightest careers? Fans online are debating endlessly, splitting into camps that either defend Celtic's integrity or champion Hart's honesty. Podcasts dissect every syllable, every pause in interviews, searching for meaning, searching for the hidden story behind those words. The narrative spins out further when former teammates begin dropping hints about locker room tensions, hinting at a man who felt undervalued despite giving everything he had, every dive, every save, every punch into the net of memories he leaves behind at Celtic Park. Rumors are always seductive, and Hart's allegations are no exception, carrying a hint of betrayal that fuels imaginations. Some say he was already feeling sidelined during his final season, not starting as often as he expected, seeing the younger keepers given opportunities he believed he earned through decades of dedication. Whispers in local papers suggest a clash of philosophies. Hart, old school, disciplined, unyielding in training and preparation, versus a management team more experimental, more fluid in their tactics, willing to rotate and gamble on youth. And when a veteran feels his experience is undervalued, resentment can simmer like a hidden fire, unseen until it bursts forth in retirement confessions like this. Social media exploded, naturally, why fans posting clips, tagging Celtic, debating if Hart's words were justified or just the bitterness of a player refusing to embrace the twilight of his career gracefully. Podcasts thrive on this, hosts leaning into the drama, speculating on whether Hart felt betrayed professionally or personally, and if Celtic even realized the depth of his dissatisfaction. In every bar, in every fan forum, the question lingers, was Hart really discarded like he says? Or does this reflect the delicate egos and narratives every top club must balance, where even heroes can feel invisible when the spotlight shifts away? Adding fuel to the fire, insiders hint that Hart's treatment at Celtic may have been more nuanced than the blunt phrasing suggests. While he was part of a squad that achieved domestic success, there are tales of subtle sidelining, quiet decisions that chipped at his sense of worth. Coaches might have believed his body, after years of top-flight demands, needed rest, rotation, or adaptation to new systems, yet Hart interpreted these decisions as cold dismissal. Fans argue over semantics. Was he discarded, or was he being protected, managed, and gradually ushered toward a natural career conclusion? Yet the language he chose, describing himself as being treated like anyone, resonates because it's human, because it's the raw feeling many athletes experience when they sense their contribution isn't fully valued, when their loyalty isn't reciprocated in kind. Football, after all, is as much about psychology as skill, and Hart's narrative taps into a universal fear, the fear of becoming irrelevant, forgotten, replaced. As these murmurs circulate through pubs and online communities, Celtic supporters wrestle with conflicting emotions, pride in what the club achieved with Hart in goal and discomfort at the possibility that a legend felt marginalized, unappreciated, and finally voicing that truth without filter. The ripples are unlikely to fade quickly, for words like these linger, shaping perception for years to come. Some analysts take it further, suggesting that Hart's statement might reflect a broader shift in football culture, where the emotional side of athletes is rarely acknowledged, especially in veteran players. Clubs focus on performance metrics, on youth potential, on long-term investment, and in that calculus, even decorated veterans can feel expendable, a cog in a machine whose human dimension is often overlooked. Hart, speaking out post-retirement, challenges this model, reminding fans and management alike that careers are more than statistics, clean sheets, or trophies. They're also about respect, recognition, and emotional fulfillment. Rumors now swirl about behind-the-scenes dynamics at Celtic, where there are disagreements with coaching staff over technique, positioning, or team selection. Did Hart clash with younger teammates vying for a place in the starting 11? The internet speculates endlessly, weaving scenarios from the smallest gestures, a frown, a critical comment, or an unexplained substitution into a narrative of betrayal. Meanwhile, Celtic themselves remain officially silent, letting the story grow organically, letting speculation feed fan engagement. For the neutral observer, this is drama at its peak, a storied goalkeeper, a historic club, and a post-career revelation that frames the modern football world as simultaneously glorious and unfeeling. Hart's words, simple yet loaded, ignite conversations that stretch far beyond the confines of parquet. And of course, every media outlet wants a slice, a take, a headline. Sports channels tease exclusives. Hart versus Celtic. Was he really discarded? While opinion pieces dissect his career trajectory, evaluating whether the outburst reflects lingering bitterness or a necessary airing of truths. Former players weigh in on podcasts, with some sympathizing, claiming every veteran feels underappreciated near the end, others brushing it off as standard career frustration. Fans split sharply, some defending Hart for his candor, applauding a man willing to speak about his disappointment, and others asserting that football is business, that no club can guarantee personal satisfaction forever. In forums and comment threads, speculation takes on a life of its own. Theories about behind-the-scenes disputes, locker room politics, even financial considerations. Rumors, as always, prefer shade to sunshine, and Hart's statement, though clear in sentiment, leaves room for imagination, for whispers that flourish where facts are scarce. The result? A perfect storm of discussion, curiosity, and controversy. Every save Hart made is revisited, every decision questioned, as if his final years at Celtic are now filtered through this prism of perceived rejection, coloring the collective memory of fans and pundits alike. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. It's fascinating how quickly the narrative evolves, as Hart's words provide raw material for endless debate. Some suggest that his experience in English football, where he faced criticism, rotation, and exile from top clubs, set a precedent for feeling undervalued. That history, carried into his time at Celtic, could amplify even minor slights, turning ordinary decisions into moments of emotional significance. Observers point out that veteran keepers often face this duality, revered for experience, yet scrutinized for physical decline. Hart's honesty, whether influenced by lingering frustration or genuine grievance, taps into a deep cultural vein among fans who fear their idols can feel discarded, even after giving everything on the pitch. Social media reactions reflect this emotional resonance. Hashtags, memes, and threads dissect every nuance, from tone of voice in interviews to body language in farewell matches. Celtic supporters, meanwhile, grapple with a complicated blend of pride and unease. Pride in a keeper who once rescued impossible shots, unease that he might feel cast aside. The rumor has transformed into a broader conversation about loyalty, respect, and recognition in modern football, showing how a single statement can ripple through communities, media, and hearts alike. Beyond the emotional layer, there's the tactical and professional angle. Analysts speculate Hart may have been frustrated by decisions made on pitch formations, goalkeeper rotations, and youth development policies that sidelined him. While many managers insist such moves are in the team's best interest, the perception for the player is vastly different, especially for someone of Hart's stature and self-image. He's a man used to commanding respect, used to being the last line of defense, the one whose opinion matters in every corner, every instruction. Now, post-retirement, he paints a picture of being treated as any other squad member, stripped of individuality, a cog rather than a celebrated veteran. Fans debate whether this is systemic in football or a miscommunication unique to Celtic. Some point to psychological pressures, the mental toll of professional sport, and the delicate balance clubs must strike between nurturing talent and respecting experience. Hart's narrative, filled with emotion and veiled resentment, resonates precisely because it captures these tensions, making it irresistible to media and social commentators. Every rumor, every speculation adds layers to the story, creating a spectacle as engaging as any match, with human drama at its heart, blending fact, feeling, and perception in ways only football can. Even former managers, long removed from Celtic's inner workings, are drawn into commentary, offering cryptic support or gentle rebuttals. Every professional has highs and lows, some suggest, and sometimes perceptions of neglect outweigh reality. Yet this only intensifies curiosity. What really happened behind the scenes? Rumors abound about unreported incidents, quiet disagreements, and personality clashes that may have contributed to Hart feeling discarded. Fans dissect every photograph, every interview, every handshake in the final season for hidden meaning. The discussion extends internationally, as media outlets in England, Italy, and beyond weigh in on Hart's post-Celtic revelations, framing it as a cautionary tale for players nearing the end of their careers. Podcasts, radio shows, and YouTube channels dissect his words endlessly, offering fan reactions, insider hints, and speculative reconstructions. Hart's voice, once confined to match commentary and post-match interviews, now dominates wider conversation, shaping perceptions of a club, a career, and a sport where loyalty, respect, and recognition are never guaranteed. The rumor is alive, evolving, twisting, and feeding the appetite of a global audience, showing that even in retirement, a player's impact can be as potent off the field as on it. As the dust settles slightly, Hart's statements spark reflection on broader football culture, how clubs manage veteran players, how media narratives amplify emotion, and how fans interpret loyalty. Is Celtic culpable, or is Hart expressing a universal truth about the fleeting nature of sporting glory? Rumors persist, but so does admiration. Hart's legacy remains, complicated but undeniably influential. Conversations continue, from Glasgow pubs to international forums, keeping the story alive in the collective imagination. His words, though controversial, highlight an essential human element in professional sport, reminding everyone that behind every clean sheet and spectacular save is a person navigating pride, expectation, and, occasionally, disappointment. Finally, the ripple effect of Hart's revelation may last well beyond his retirement. Clubs, managers, and players are all taking note, consciously or unconsciously, about how perception and emotion intertwine with professional decisions. Fans debate, analysts pontificate, and the media thrives on every subtle turn, feeding speculation, fostering intrigue, and ensuring that the story of Joe Hart at Celtic, his triumphs, his frustrations, his candid post-retirement words, remains a topic of fervent discussion. The rumor, as always, carries its own power, shaping legacies and painting complex portraits of football's human side, showing that even legends can feel unseen, even in victory, and that honesty, when released into the world, reverberates far beyond expectation. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.